Creative block. It's something that every creator feels and faces throughout their career, and it feels like everything that they are thinking comes to a halt. Their energy gets drawn down, and they feel like everything is like coming apart and nothing is moving forward. So in this video, I'll be talking about 3 ways that you can eliminate creative block forever. Let me tell you, every human being in this planet has a creative block. So what do I mean by that? Creative block is something where you lose your flow of thoughts, the thing that you are saying, and the way you are interacting with people. In common people, it is generally known as thought blocking. So general people won't feel the need to compensate based upon that, because they can come back anytime later to talk with you to fill out their thoughts. But in this creative field, every person needs to tackle this issue so that they can make their creative on time and deliver that particular work on a particular time. So let's go into the 3 points that I've mentioned. The first point is find your real perfection. So can anyone tell what is perfection in your mind? So you might have created a persona about the word called perfect, and you might be thinking that perfect is something that any creative person wants to achieve, like they just want to spend lot of amount of time to getting each and every pixel right and getting these things to a perfection level. But they feel frustrated when there is no enough time or resources to complete their work to its fullest potential. So let me tell you, in the real world, perfection has a different meaning, and you also need to define your perfection definition in a better way. So what do I mean by real perfection? So real perfection is something you are able to achieve in a certain amount of budget, money and skill. So what do I mean by that? If any project is there and you have a budget of certain amount and that allocates to giving you 6 weeks worth of work, then you have to come up with the best available solution in that 6 week amount of time. Otherwise you would be just extending your work for your employer, and you will keep on iterating until you feel like it, and it won't be profitable for your company and the client itself, because they won't be getting any work done, and your business cannot survive if you keep on iterating on only one work. This can be understood with a particular example of Taj Mahal, where Shah Jahan announced that he will be creating a mosque for his beloved wife, and so he took 22 years and several thousand workers to create the facade that we have seen at this stage. But what if Shah Jahan didn't stop at 22-year mark? What if he told their workers to keep on working until, let's say, 44 years? So what do you think the Taj Mahal would look like if it has been worked for 44 years or 88 years? So clearly you can see that okay, if we don't say that this is perfect at that moment, it would keep on iterating until it will eventually be stopped, or you will face a creative block and you won't be able to pursue anything further. So this way you can clearly define set of time, set of resources to achieve a clear direction or clear perfection that you have to achieve at this particular moment in time. So let's move to the second point. So many people think that starting is something that is a bigger challenge compared to continuing and finishing the project. But let me tell you that starting is not the biggest challenge when it comes to doing the creative work. Continually delivering the work is a much more broader challenge or much more wider challenge to get it done. So let's take a scenario where you are given a revision to be done for a client's work, and you are just stuck there for 4 hours. Or let's say a content writer comes to me and says that, okay, I have the idea like how I want to structure this content piece, but I don't know how to start. So there are many ways that the creative blocks happen, but it usually is associated at the middle stage of your work, at the center point of your work. So let me give you a clear example, a clear solution that how you can eliminate this thing by performing a certain exercise. So this exercise will help you to understand that thoughts are not formed in a linear pattern. Thoughts forms are in a burst of array. You cannot think that I will create this step first, this step second, this step third, because our brain doesn't work in that way. You have to think that our brain is not a linear process where you have to go from wireframing to prototyping to development, but it bursts out this form of thoughts that are non-linear, and it can be executed in a non-linear way. So how to capture those non-linear thought? Let me just share you one example for it. So let's start with this example. Ask yourself what color of clothes your client wear during that meeting that you had. Okay, you come to the mind that okay, red color they were wearing. So let's think like what thought comes to your mind when it comes to red color. Okay, red is a color of apple. So what does the word apple mean to you? It's a fruit, it's a engineering, it's a hardware based company, it's a minimalistic approach to the saying the word. Now you ask like what does your client mean when it said this thing needs to be revised. Okay, now you got like one or two things that they have mentioned. Now break that things into 2 or 3 pieces, get that chunk out and explore it a bit further. Okay, you got one idea. Okay, you know that this idea won't work, but let's explore this for 15 minutes. Okay, I explored it for 15 minutes. Okay, this thing is not going to work out. I knew that the thing is not going to work out, but let's explore this more. Okay, I got an idea. Okay, I got another idea based upon that. I got a third idea. Okay, start improving based upon that. I'll start working upon that. Okay, I have still got some time to work on this idea. Okay, this is good enough. I have stopped the work over there. Don't go further than that. Just stop and keep that as your perfection level, because the time is up and this is the best you could do at that particular moment in time. So this way you can execute the things in a better way by forming a non-linear structure of asking random things and random ideas that would trigger your mind to flow in a direction where you never thought to get it done. Like you will keep on thinking random things until you start thinking about the things that you want to execute in your current work that you are currently facing. Also, let's take another example that I take when I do my creative work. Let's say if I am feeling stuck at work and I'm not able to achieve anything, I just stand up and start walking. I don't think about the work. I don't see that I'm stuck over there. I will just start walking for 15 minutes. I'll look at something green, like a greenery place, like I have a place where I can see the whole vegetations and everything at a very green area. I'll start thinking about everything that is associated with that green thing, and then I will pour a hot water or let's say a black coffee or something like that. I'll take a sip of it and start with something fresh. I won't work on the thing that I was working previously. I'll start working on a new thing, and in that process I will find out that okay, the previous thing needed to be done in that way, and that way I can connect the dots and finish that work that was previously struck without wasting much of a time on keep on pushing yourself to find that thought that was missing, because that won't work in the realistic manner. You will just keep on losing time if you are just stuck at one idea and won't progress further in the way you are working. And the third solution is the most important solution. The third solution is find your own solution. Let me just say it once again. Find your own solution, because you are your creator, you are a problem solver, you do this on a daily basis. So why can't you find your flow? Why can't you observe the things that are happening in your brain and create a triggers for you so that it automatically starts to create a solution for you? You don't have to rely on someone like me to come up with solutions like you, because every person thinks in a different way, every person feels and do things in a different pattern to get those ideas triggered. So find a solution that suits your need and create a better version that is available to you, not the idealistic scenario but the realistic scenario. So this was the message that I wanted to convey, because If I just give you like 10 tips, okay, you will follow that 10 tips and you will get the things to be solved temporarily, but you cannot find that thing to be accepted by your brain, or you won't feel that this solution belongs to me, because it is given to you by another person and it doesn't suit your way of working. So find your way of working, find your flow, and see where the rhythm breaks, and then find a solution for that. So this was the message that I wanted to convey, and I hope you like the way that I have narrated this solution. And if you have any questions regarding this, then comment down below. Subscribe for new content like this, because I'll be sharing more content like this in the future. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you.